So the second set of notes. Second set of notes, we've got x squared minus 9x equals negative 8. And if you were asked to solve that, what would you do first? We did it on our assignment that we just graded today. What would you do first? Yeah, you'd make it equal 0. You'd have the function, whoops, you'd set the function equal to 0, or the equation. And you would do that so it says equal 0, and then from there, how would you solve that? Yeah, you'd probably factor it, I hope. And then from there, we'd set each factor equal to 0. We'd get a positive 1 and a positive 8. What is that on the graph? Savannah? They are the x-intercepts. They are when y equals 0. When their function equals 0, these are x-intercepts. So we are going to keep solving the same kind of equations we were just solving with the sines and the cosines and tangents and everything. We just have to make sure that it says equal to 0 first, because we're finding x-intercepts on a graph. We're finding where the function equals 0. If you don't set it equal to 0, you will not get the right answer. It doesn't work otherwise. So we have to set it equal to 0 first. So we look at the first one and we say, is it equal to 0? All right. Now this entire section will involve factoring. And then Friday stuff will be different. And then Monday stuff, we'll mix them all together. Okay, so right now we're just kind of like, all of these are factoring. So just keep factoring in mind. What is our first step of factoring? Is there a greatest common factor? Now when we do, when we do things like greatest common factors and we figure out how to factor, it really depends on how many terms we have and where the terms are. So just a reminder, terms are separated by addition. And you might see addition written as subtraction, because subtraction is the same thing as adding a negative. So if you see any plus or minus signs, those are separated in terms. So here we have two terms, and you look at each term and you say, what's my common factor? Cosine squared x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor that out. I'm not dividing it from both sides of the equation. I'm factoring it out. I'm undistributing that. That has an x in it, and I'm going to need that to help me solve this equation. So I can't just divide it out. So we factor out our cosine squared x, and we are left with 3 minus sine x. We cannot factor 3 minus sine x any further, so we have it factored. What do we do with each factor? So I have cosine squared x equals 0, and then I have 3 minus sine x equals 0. We're going to solve for each factor. So how would I solve for cosine squared x? Okay, I'm going to square root, and when I square root, I got to put plus minus in. What is the square root of 0? Is there a positive or negative 0? No, so that one's just still 0. On the other side, instead of subtracting for 3, I'm actually going to add the sine x. I want less steps to do. I'm going to add my sine x. And then we have to figure out where x could be. So I'm going to look at cosine x equals 0. Where is the cosine equal to 0? Pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. And over here, where is sine equal to 3? Well, sine is what over what? Y over r. So that means that sine, the y would have to be 3 in the unit circle where our radius is 1. The This is an undefined answer. So basically, we just can't use this piece of information. We don't even need that piece of information to help us solve. So we only have two answers. Those answers are at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. And I have all of these graphs so we can look at these fun pictures. I use Desmos. Desmos can be tricky sometimes to solve or to like check your answers, but if you can figure out how to work it, it definitely can help you. It was this first one, right? So this one, we have a solution, an x-intercept at pi over 2 and another one at 3 pi over 2. So it looks like I did it right. From 0 to 2 pi. Okay. All right, next question. Is it equal to 0? Step 1, is it equal to 0? What's step 1? Is it equal to 0? I'm going to say that 27 more times today. At least. Because last year our people factoring wasn't equal to 0 and we got everything wrong. Can't do that. Alright, so it is equal to 0. How many terms do I have? 3. Is there a GCF? No. So with 3 terms, those are the two binomials, guess and check. I don't know, some of you do some weird X thing, and you could try it. I don't do it that way, but you could try it and see if it works the same. I'm just going to look and see my first term is sine squared x, so I know my first terms have to be sine x and sine x. We'll look at my last term, and it's positive 2. That means both signs are the same. And they have to be 2 and 1. Like, there's no other option. So the signs, when I look at my middle term, have to be positive. Both signs have to be the same. They're both positive. If I'm not sure if I did it right, I could FOIL it back together and make sure it equals that. I'm unsure if I factored it correctly. It's factored, so now I'm going to set each factor equal to 0. Set each factor equals 0. We're going to solve each factor. Get sine x equals negative 2 and sine x equals negative 1. And I'm going to say, where is sine x equal to negative 2? Never. It's not, right? So it's undefined. We're not going to use that piece of information at all. How about where is sine x equal to negative 1? 3 pi over 2. You could say negative pi over 2 if my restrictions in the directions were different. This says to go from 0 to 2 pi. So 3 pi over 2, I only have one answer. 3 pi over 2. You don't need fancy brackets for one answer, but I'll put it in anyway. Let's see what the graph looks like. There's the graph. Look at that guy. The only answer between 0 and 2 pi is at 3 pi over 2. Yep.
What would the restrictions have to be for it to be negative pi over 2 instead of 3 pi over 2?
It would like say the directions either like it would like actually put like use negative 2 pi or negative pi over 2 to pi over 2 for sine and use this for like it would have to say that in the directions so even know. But all of these are 0 to 2 pi. So I'm gonna pause talking because it's almost lunchtime. So I'm gonna pause the video. We'll finish it after lunch.